just start out, just how you feeling right now? How's spring going, and where you at with the new coaching staff?
I'd tell you what, it's crazy. You believe it's already week 4? We're used to having like 6 weeks in spring. It's already almost over. So it's kind of hard to believe, especially this being my last one. But I think we're overall in a good place. I mean, I feel good personally. There's a lot to work on. Coach Brown talks about it all the time that we're not going to be great today. We might not be great tomorrow, but one day we're going to be great. And he doesn't know when that's going to be yet. But that's what we're working towards, and eventually we're going to accomplish that goal.
How far has the group come since the first day of spring practice?
Oh, it's been a tremendous change. I mean, if you think about it, we went from not knowing like who the coaching staff was, knowing nothing about them, knowing nothing about their scheme, knowing nothing about what they're about, to guys being completely bought in and to building a relationship with these guys. So it's been a 180-degree turnaround, and I'm really proud of where we're at as a team, and I think the coaching staff's done a great job.
How much more now is it just playing football than schematics? Like, does this feel more natural in week 4?
Absolutely. One big thing that Coach Leslie always talks about, he doesn't really care about scheme. Ultimately, if you do the fundamentals right and the things that just, basic football, if you do that right, you're going to be okay. And, now if you master both, you're going to be a pretty good player, you're going to be a pretty good team. But ultimately, just doing the basics is going to get you in a place where you can win ball games. And so that's what we're working at right now. And, obviously scheme's important, but that comes last.
What's it been like getting to know Coach Leslie, both, I guess, off the field and kind of on the field as a coach?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, obviously I'm a social guy, so it's kind of cool to get to know people. But ultimately, it's really odd, going from one coach to another, but it's really cool just like going from one country to another, or one occupation to the other. You learn so much more just about the things around you, the people around you. So and there's something to take from every person, and so Coach Leslie's teaching me things that Coach Tall never taught me, and Coach Tall taught me things that Coach Leslie's not teaching me. It's just so much that you just get this wave of input from so many different people, and I think ultimately it makes you a lot more of a rounded person. But it's really good to get to know him. I think he's a great person, and he's really brought us into not only his life and where he's been, but he makes it so personal. He talks about his daughter all the time, talks about his wife all the time. So I think it's really cool to have that connection with the coach.
Being one of the older guys, the more experienced on the field guys, how important is it to be able to build that bond with the new staff, knowing that on the field you're going to have to be one of the leaders, kind of their eyes and ears out there?
Coach Brown, Coach Vic, and Coach Leslie made it a point the other day that I don't know if you guys noticed, but we've adopted a no cell phone policy when we eat. And so it's just to get to know the people around you, to know your teammates and stuff. And one thing that I think is really important, and they made a really vital point the other day in practice, is we were doing PAT, and we were lined up over, in the neutral zone. And so the guy on the end, Josh Norwood, he's yelling, back up, back up, back up, back up. And, only a couple people backed up, and it wasn't the person that was off the ball. And he was like, well, listen, if you guys would put your phones down when you're eating, you know what I mean, and be more social, he might have been like, hey, Reese, get off the ball. And obviously, I'm just using me as an example, but, he just was making a point that the more that you know the people around you, the more you trust the people around you, the better the football team that you're going to be in the long run, because you can not only know the people around you, but you can rely on them. You know what they've been through. If they're going through something at home, being a part of that and helping them get through it makes you stronger.